Hey, what's up, guys? This is Alex Nemesis, and in this video, we're going to talk about how to count measures, specifically a little bit of theory, and then how it ties in to Traktor. And I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips. So let's get right into this. So first, the example of a song structure. This is something very basic, very clean, laid out. You have the intro at the beginning, 16 bars, and I'll explain what those are in the next section. Then the verse, the chorus, another verse, another chorus, then a break, then a chorus, and then an outro. 16 bars each. Pretty simple. Don't worry about the percussion detail down there at the bottom. Alright. So, by definition, song structure is just the arrangement of a song. In music, it's sectional, so it's kind of like a puzzle, or it's in sections, or like a pie, however you want to think about it. You have the intro, the pre-verse, the verse, and all the other pieces that we talked about. The intro is the section at the beginning of the song that sets the tempo and basic instrumentation. In pop music, it catches the attention of the listener. In DJ edits, the intro is basically the drum line, so we could have something like a bed or some type of framework where we could lay over the next song and be able to mix. So that's the intro as far as the DJ. In regular radio edits, it'll just go straight into either a chorus or a pre-chorus or a verse or whatever it is to get the attention. Intros, pre-verses, and verses usually don't have a lot of melody. They kind of create a mood, they create a vibe, and then when you move along the verse and into pre-choruses, you start getting pieces of the melody, and then the chorus is like full on the high point of the song. So it varies. Is at the end of the day, music is an art, and you can do it however you like. But when we're talking about structure and the art of DJing, then these sections play a very important part. In most music that you're going to play will have some type of structure, because that's how producers and writers kind of lay out their music or their artwork. So within each section, there are important parts within that, starting with the beat, which is basically the tempo that you move your foot to, and we're going to get into this in detail. Then you have the time signature, which is more in reading music, in traditional reading and writing music, but it's important to know, even though most music is written in 4/4 nowadays, once you get into mashups and your own production and that type of stuff, it's important to know time signatures and their meaning, because it's kind of like the formula or the algorithm of how your music is going to be mapped in a numeric sense. Then you have the note lengths. So what notes go inside these measures, and what amount of time do they occupy within this space. So the beat is like the basic unit of time. It sets the tempo. It's the rhythm, like I said, that listeners tap their feet to. It's like the bottom or the first beat, and it's a repeating sequence. It might feel like it changes. A lot of times it doesn't really change, and what changes is all the instrumentation, or you get some songs get double timed or half time, and it gives that type of illusion that it'll change. Most music won't change it. Some experimental tracks or very specific songs might have a change in the beat or the tempo, but it's not very often. Well, in live music, you get variations, or you move away from a set tempo just because of the fact that it's live. And when you have a band, sometimes as humans, we just might deviate a little bit, or sometimes we'll get a lot of swing and some hip hop beats, and that might cause the feeling that things might drag or move faster, but those are just, certain situations. So the synonym for beat is basically pulse. It's just a consistent repetition of a rhythm. So the time signature, like I said, most music nowadays is written in 4/4, and what that means is that there's four. It's like a pie. So there's four pieces in this measure. So if you were gonna relate it to a drum, it would hit 4 times at an equal space, speed, and tempo through one measure, also known as a bar. So note length, like I said, determines how fast or slow the music is felt to be going. But on a technical aspect or on a practical aspect, it's how much space does a given sound take within a measure. So if it's a 4/4, you have 4 snares. That's the amount. Now, if you double time it and you hit the snare at the down and the up times, you'll fit 8 into that 4/4. So it's very mathematical. And here's another example. So if you have a kick drum that's just going to the tempo 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it repeats over and over. But for every kick drum, you hit the hi-hat twice. So it would be kick and high at the same time, then a high, then a kick and a high. This is a ratio of 2-to-1. Okay, and you see that this is very, very common in all types, in funk, in pop, in rock, where you see the kick kind of gives the rhythm. It might step away just to give like an open feel of a song, but it's always there even when it's absent. You could feel the tempo of the music. But yeah, so that's note length. And in tractor or serato or any other type of DAW, but we're specifically catering to DJing, there's markers or flags or points that you could use to mark these special places. So if you want to mark your 16-bar intro of a specific song, you could drop a cue point. So the first cue point will be obviously 1, but it'll start on the down, on the first beat of the song, because these softwares will be able to mark the rest of it and look within the beat and know where the kicks and the snares are, kind of like to get an understanding of it. But after the 16 bars, like the first example that I showed you, after the 16 bars you could drop number 2, so between 1 and 2, that's the intro. Okay, then at the end of the verse, let's say it goes from intro to verse, at the end of the verse you would drop marker 3, and that lets you know that's the end of the verse, which let's just say it goes into the chorus. At the same time, it's the beginning of the chorus. So you create these markers so you know when songs come in and out. There's an important difference in the flow of a party, and even just listening to a DJ when he could actually mix a song and he knows where the songs are at, that the next song is not coming in like in the middle of a verse, that it's coming in at the right moments. So keep that in mind when you're marking all your music and prepping for events or prepping for mixes or whatever type of recording you're going to do, to keep these sections in mind and drop the markers in the correct spot. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, subscribe, and give me feedback. I'm always interested in getting better, or if I'm missing anything, please let me know and I'll add it after. And looking forward to what you guys are going to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks.